This sheep, watch this, could have found itself from the flock because of its own will, own nature and character. And the reason why I'm emphasizing this is because seeing that this sheep is not wild, but one that is under the care of a shepherd, then if you know anything about the characteristics of a sheep, then you know that sheep every now and then are prone to wander. All right. Now, I need to make this reference clear because those sheep have the capability to wander off. It's not because sheep are senseless. You know, a lot of us have been taught that sheep are dumb. But in fact, sheep are highly intelligent animals. However, they are prone to wander for three reasons. Firstly, they are prone to wander to inspect something interesting. They need to get close enough to see something worth inspecting. What you'll discover, sheep see in color, and they have poor depth perception and unlimited peripheral vision. And something captivates their attention, just like a child. And when they want to further investigate, every now and then, because of what they've seen, they got to go take a closer look at what they've seen. Here's the second reason. Some sheep wander off because the flock wanders off. And the individual sheep followed to stay flocked together. This means that if one sheep moves, the entire flock will follow. This is because of their gregarious instinct, which gives them this desire to stay together for protection. I got one more. They wander off to inspect something interesting. They wander off because the flock wandered off. This is what caught my attention, you treat. The sheep wanders off whenever the sheep senses danger. And so to save itself, it runs away. Now let's just say, come on, we in class, that this one sheep didn't find itself wandering off because it found something worth interesting to look at. Nor did it wander off because the entire flock wandered off. Instead, it got lost because it sensed danger. And instead of fighting, it took flight. But the question that then needs to be asked is, what's the danger? Come on closer. Because could it be that the danger was not the shepherd, but the danger was the rest of the flock? Could it be that the treatment this sheep received by the 99 wasn't the best? Could it be that although they were supposed to be one united flock led by one shepherd, the other sheep thought of themselves to be better, more important, and more perfect than the one sheep? And since Jesus used these sheep to represent people, can't you see just by how these scribes and Pharisees commented about him fellowshipping with people like tax collectors and sinners, that maybe the danger was trying to stay with a group of sheep who didn't want you in the first place? Maybe the danger was trying to stay with a group of sheep who would never accept, like, respect, value, or love them, so they walked away. Since this parable could represent those who at one time was a part but have gone astray, can't you see how important it is for that shepherd to go out and find his sheep? However, though it wanders off, Skip, from the rest of the flock, the shepherd leaves the rest of the flock behind and searches for the one sheep. Now, some would say that this could be problematic, and some would ask the question, why would the shepherd leave the 99 behind? It would make the shepherd seem negligent. Some would have counted this as a loss, hoping that the other sheep would mate and produce more sheep, but not this shepherd. Perhaps he left the rest of the flock in the care of a neighboring shepherd. Or perhaps, since these sheep represent these religious, high-minded, self-righteous people, maybe the shepherd thought that the sheep would be okay, seeing that they think that they are better than everyone else and have no need for a shepherd. We don't know. However, despite that missing information, the shepherd knows that this one sheep needs to be found. So Jesus asked this question, does he not leave the 99 in the open country and go after the lost sheep until he finds it? The shepherd knows that there is danger out in the wilderness, and without the shepherd, the sheep is defenseless. He knows how cruel and callous it can get, and without the shepherd, the sheep are left to maneuver through the rough terrain by itself, so he goes to find it. The shepherd knows that there are predators out there who may appear to be sheep, but are actually wolves in sheep clothing. So he goes after that one sheep. Jesus is once again speaking visually. He allows his audience to see this story come alive, and while it's coming alive, doesn't this sound like God? I mean, look at the concern of this shepherd, and you can see the same sentiments of God. Because just like this shepherd knows the importance of finding this one sheep, God knows how important it is to find you. God knows how difficult it is to do life alone, especially when life be lifing. So God goes through extensive measures in finding us. Touch somebody and tell them, life be lifing. Life be lifing. Life be lifing, because if it ain't one thing, it's another. If it ain't another, it's another thing. If it ain't a problem here, it's a problem there. If it ain't a problem over here with your mom and them, it's a problem with your spouse. If it ain't a problem with your spouse, it's a problem with your back. If it ain't a problem with your back, it's something with your shoulder. If it ain't something with your shoulder, God knows it's something with your knee, your ankle, and everything else. Life be. And God knows that you can't do life that be lifing like that by yourself.